guys, what's up? It's Fiona. So today I'm going to be doing another crochet video. I'm going to be showing you how I make my checkered tote bag. I sell them on my Instagram shop, but I thought that I would post the pattern here in case somebody wants to make one themselves. If you're into crochet or anything. So look in the description for the written pattern, and I'm going to be going through all the steps in the video in as much detail as possible. The great thing about the bag is you can mix and match colors and you can customize to whatever you'd like. My favorite is the classic green and cream, which I'm going to be doing today. And this is actually going to be one I'm keeping for myself because I've made so many for other people and I've never actually finished one for myself, so I'm really excited to get into it. I'm also going to be lining it and adding a pocket. That's an optional step if you want. I find it really helpful just for storage, and it keeps your bag from stretching too much since we're using a cotton yarn. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Alright, so you're going to start off with some cotton yarn. I use Bernat Handicrafter. It's a medium yarn, so if you're not wanting to use a specific one, you can substitute it for another, and a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. So I'd already made a base previously in the green and cream, but I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys in this video, so I'm making one in red and cream just to show for the first portion. So starting off with a slip knot and putting that on my crochet hook, you're going to start by chaining. So for the medium that I made, it's 56, the small is 44, and the large is 71. And the large is quite large because I realized after I finished making the medium how big it is, so I think it's the perfect size for a tote bag in my opinion. So that's how it should look once your chain is finished. And then after that, I usually chain 3 and then do my first double crochet in the third chain away from the first. So you just have to count. You can see that I was struggling to get this done. I always struggle at this portion and they get smoother afterwards. And I continue doing 4 double crochets in my chain, and on the last double crochet we only do we stop halfway to change out the colors. So you can see I've done 4 double crochets. I take my cream and I hook it through and finish off that last double crochet, and then I'm going to continue on with another 4 double crochets in cream. You'll see after I do my first double crochet I decide to tie off my ends. This just makes it extra secure. I'm always really nervous about things coming unraveled once I'm done, so I just tie them together. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, and I also weave my ends in at the end of my project always.
I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why? I'm down, yeah.
So I continued on the whole row, and that should be your first row finished. And now I chain 3 once I get to the end, and then I do my next row of double crochets in the same pattern. You do 4 double crochets in one color, and then you switch out on your last double crochet with the next color. Make sure you continue with the same color as the row below, like match them up, because one square is 2 rows high of double crochets.
Might just waste away, don't know what life about. Another day go by, don't know what got me.
So I just showed for reference the difference between the small and medium. You can see it's 3 squares wide at the base is the difference. I thought it would just be maybe helpful for some of you guys. And so now I'm going back to the green just to show you the rest of the bag. So you chain 3 at the end of your last row, and instead of flipping your work and going back around, we're going to go into the side. So there's not really like a specific area that you need to crochet into. I just kind of find any bump or area that I can loop through. So you're going to do your 4 double crochets as usual, and then change out in the last one along the side, and then switch to the white.
Don't make no mistakes, got the faith. The 18 just not gonna be the same. Finna bleed down generations, not gonna be in vain. Too young, why you gotta go, why you gotta go? I just wanna know now, true now. Cry and get no, hope you free your soul, hope you free your soul. I might have caught the June blues, yeah, I wanna drown myself inside the juice, yeah, you know I keep on running from the truth. Was that not? I'm just a lonely fucking you. Now when I drive around, don't feel it all. Why it's getting colder when the sun come out? Might just waste away, don't know.
And then as you round the corner, I'm getting to the side where we chained and started our first row. So just find each of the V's there where you can insert your hook and continue with the opposite color in green.
Just something you get used to, yeah. Go blame the June blues, yeah. It's just the June blues, yeah. Walk around like who you, yeah. Just something you get used to, yeah.
And as you keep going, you're going to complete the entire circumference of the base, doing the same on the other end as you did on the first end. And this is what it should look like after that whole row is done. Now I'm going to slip knot the first row together so we can continue working in the round.
Everybody down. And it seems
so what I do is I finish off my last stitch with the next color that I'm going to start on the top row, which is going to be green, because we're going to do 2 rows of the same color, and I count to find the 4th stitch, and I slip knot through that. Now chain 3 and start your next row as usual.
through the motions without you, babe. Going through the motions without you, babe. 1, 2, 3. I found a needle in the stack of hay just when I needed it the most. Climbed up the tree so I could feel it sway. Thought I could see the coast. Just when the day was getting done, the rest of the coast was blocked by the sun. Now it doesn't feel the same. The oceans without you, babe. The oceans without you, babe. I don't know how to stop, just go. I need a source of strength to borrow. What the hell am I to do tomorrow? Whoa. 2, 3, 4.
So here is the 10 rows that we have crocheted up from the base, and I'm doing the last slip knot and then tying off. What I do for this is I just slip it through the 4th with both colors to kind of tie off both of those colors and pull it through, and then we cut and I loop them together to make things extra secure. Okay, so now it's time to add the handles. So I lay my bag down flat and then I count from the very edge 5 out. So we're gonna do 10 squares total to start the handles. You can do 8. I think 10 might have been a bit too much for this one, but it really depends on how wide you want your handles to look. So you want to cast on and chain 3 up from your first square with the opposite color of the square below, and then start your double crochets. And it's the same pattern as below with double crochets, but here I am decreasing with the first stitch. So you do like a half double crochet, and then you stop, and then you immediately go into the next one and pull through. I'll link below some videos on decreasing down below to make it extra easy for you guys. But yeah, so do that, finish your square as usual, and then change your color out. Here I'm securing my string again, just to make sure things are not going to unravel at the end, and then adding in my white. So you're going to go along the 10 squares, and then in your last square you're also going to decrease in the last stitch, and I'll show you that in a second. As you see here, I'm decreasing again at the last stitch, and then finish off your square with the same color, because we're going to be continuing with the same color at the next row. Chain 3 and turn your work, and we're going to repeat the same thing in the next row. So our first stitch we're going to decrease, and same with the last stitch of the row, and we're going to continue that process going up the handle until we reach 4 squares wide. So now you've reached your 4 squares wide, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to continue the same process as before. So it's chain 3 and then start your new row. This time don't decrease in the first stitch. We're just going to continue with the 4 squares. And I think it's 8 rows. So continue doing 8 rows, which will be like 4 squares, full squares high, and that will be the end, and cast off.
I've been waiting for you. No, I don't wanna dance, baby, after you leave. I'm showing up on your phone, be the last one you see. I get so nervous when I think of you, alone in your bedroom, with the radio on or the radio off. I get so nervous when I think of you, nothing that I can do. Turn the radio on, turn the radio off.
And now we've got our 2 complete handles. As you see, we're going to put them right sides together. I try to make the tail of my cast off as long as possible so I can use that to stitch them together. And I will link a video below on how to do this properly. I think it's called a mattress stitch or something like that. But yeah, just go through and stitch them together and you're all done. Make sure to weave in your ends though. I know you don't want to, but it's an important step and it makes things look nice and clean.
Get so nervous when